Sometimes life gets super complicated, but other times it's very simple. It's as simple as looking outside and the sun is shining bright. It's as simple as a very good meal, a very good night of sleep. Sometimes in life you have to cherish the simple things. And I think this is a very important concept, especially as we're going through things, we're going through the troubles, and especially these last few episodes I've been talking about difficulty and struggle and all that type of thing. Something that can help you cope a little bit with the stresses of life can be appreciating the small things, the little things, the simple things that make up your day. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. It's not going to be a very long episode, but sometimes I say that and then I live to regret it because it ends up being a long episode anyway. But I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible because it's a very simple concept because, well, the idea is simple and what you're doing is appreciating the simple things. So welcome back to the 365 podcast. My name is Matthew and I make a podcast episode every single day for a whole year. Tomorrow is actually going to be the halfway mark, and am I going to do something special tomorrow? I'm not sure. Wait and see. So I hope you enjoy this episode. Let's get right into it. I make a podcast episode every single day for 365 days.
You will be hated for speaking the truth.
You definitely have like an X-ray goggles on, where you can see someone's aura.
A house divided against itself shall not stand. Matthew chapter 12, verse 25.
If you want to make something of yourself, forget your political beliefs.
Because different believers experience God in different ways, different non-believers need different explanations to see God as real. Things that make you angry suck you in.
Satan's plan fails, right? And God's plan prevails.
It's very easy to be stressed because there's so much going on in our lives every day. Whether it be work, whether it be school, whether it be hustling, whether it be sports, whatever you're dealing with, whatever thing you're pursuing, whatever thing you got on your plate. There's a lot of stress, and some people have it worse than others. For me, for example, I'm only on 3 hours of sleep right now as I speak because I had to wake up super early, and I couldn't fall asleep last night because I've been having a lot of troubles with my sleep schedule. For other people, it might be you get home super late. It's not necessarily waking up early, unbelievably early, but you have to get home super late. You got to do a full day of grueling work in some capacity. Whatever you're dealing with, it can be easy to be overwhelmed. It can be easy to just kind of look at your life and just think too much about things and just be so wrapped up in your head that your life ends up being like worse. It ends up just being you thinking all the time and you don't actually be present. You're not actually appreciating the moments. What I think is super good, and it's kind of like a level of just deep gratitude, and it's basically just appreciating the little things. And a little thing can go a long way, truly. And like I find that when it's a beautiful sunny day, my perception of everything just completely shifts. And I'm like, wow, what a beautiful sunny day. And like I bask in the sunlight, I enjoy it a little bit, and I'm able to live a more positive, happy day in a happier mood rather than being so kind of existential all the time. And I find that myself, I can get very serious at things, of course. Sometimes it's as simple as, hey, it's great weather outside. Let's appreciate it. I had a great meal today. I had a very good night of sleep. Whatever the thing may be, there's many simple things that you can look at, cherish it. Because I think so often we take it for granted. And that's the truth. We often take these small things for granted. We're like, oh, how pitiful. You have to take enjoyment from such a small, insignificant thing in your life. That makes your day, right? Like that type of thing. That's something that like Modern Wisdom, Chris Williamson talks about. He has this whole skit where it's like, that makes your day? How feeble and insignificant are you that small thing made your day, right? It made your week. That's but it's to mock the fact that we, as humans, we put a value and a pressure on the big thing, right? The big pursuit, the giant goal. And while those are important, that's only going to happen once or twice or maybe like a few times, handful of times in your life, you achieving that big thing. And it'll come and go in an instant. But the little things, the simple things are there every single day. But so often we just let them pass us by. And if you're more intentional about it, you kind of actually learn to be present in the moment of those small things. It can help just your days be better. And the more your days are better, the more your life is better. And it is a compounding effect. So it's very simple. Like whatever the thing may be, if you just had like some sort of an enjoyment, like Like, it doesn't have to be some crazy thing. You just have to enjoy beautiful weather. You have to enjoy a great night's sleep, whatever it may be, right? I don't know, a good workout, like that feeling of the pump or the feeling of just sweating it out, right? When you're doing a good workout, like a conversation with someone close to you, whatever the thing is. It doesn't have to be something crazy. It doesn't have to be something existential, right? You don't have to limit your dopaminergic hits to the biggest pursuits, and you only can relax and de-stress when you reach that big thing. That's not how it works. And I think that's going to lead to you're just going to be miserable, miserable, miserable. And then you have that one high, and then you can go back to being miserable. Whereas if in an individual day, you learn to appreciate the things, you learn to be more grateful for the smaller things, because those small things make up a day. And the more you can look at it, be present, right? Enjoying a warm cup of coffee. It's another one, right? Like a warm cup of tea, right? When the tea is brewed and it's at the perfect temperature to drink, it's a great thing. Sometimes I literally, like, in my life, as well, like many times, I would like just be sitting there, like, for like a good 10 minutes, just enjoying a nice hot cup of tea right before bed. Like, I wouldn't be on my phone. I would be fully present. I've done that many times, and it just allows you to appreciate it. And the more you appreciate the little things, the more your day to day will be more fulfilling. Because again, when you're surrounded by gratitude, by grateful feeling, and when you're just filled with it throughout your day, it makes everything else more positive, more bubbly, more light, rather than it all being so deep and serious and negative and existential, right? Sometimes there's a time for that, right? Life hits you hard sometimes. But throughout those difficult times, it's way more important to look at the little things. Another thing I've learned to appreciate is the fact that when I was going through winter in Portugal, there would be days in the middle of February that were 20 degrees and sunny and hot, and I'd be sitting there basking in the sunlight. I've learned that well, those days, especially being back in Canada, are not existent anymore. They do not exist. It doesn't happen. You do not have sun and 20-degree weather in February. It's April and it's still really cold. So that's your weather report for this week. Newsflash: we're in Canada, so it's still cold. It taught me to appreciate to appreciate the weather. And so now I'm like, nothing's better than a beautiful sunny day, right? Nothing makes me feel more ready to go and ready to live a great day and in a more positive mood than a beautiful sunny day. Whatever that thing is for you that is like super accessible, you do every day, but you never take the time to appreciate, take the time to appreciate. And say to God, thank God for the little things, because it's the little things that make up a bigger life, right? And again, we can be so inside of ourselves, we can be so in our own heads and overwhelmed by the stresses of life. Those stresses will probably always be there. So at least the least you can do for yourself, for your own mental health, for your own self-esteem, is to just be a little bit more grateful of the smaller things, those things that we do often take for granted. And if you're more intentional in that way, you'll find that just a little thing goes a long way. And that's really what I'm talking about today. So you can be complex but simple at the same time. The simple things, the routines, the things that make your day what your day is, and the things that you can truly cherish, but sometimes we take for granted, to truly appreciate those can allow you to enter into the complexities of life with a little bit more of a sound mind, a little bit more of a ready state, let's say. It's about changing your state, right? It's changing your mental state. Instead of looking at all the stresses and overwhelm yourself, you can look at the good thing, and it's usually something small. But don't feel like you're not worth it. Like, don't feel like you're not worth anything if you appreciate the small things. It's actually a very good skill, and it's a very, very big secret in terms of how to live a good life, is to just appreciate the little things. Because the little things are there all the time. No matter how big the stress is, no matter how big the setback is in your life, the difficulty you're going through, the little things are there all the time. So learn to cherish them, learn to appreciate them, and you'll find that it makes the rest of your life, the rest of your pursuits, just the more easy to digest. Not perfect, because it's never perfect, but it'll make your life a little bit better. I think that is the message for today's episode. Be present. Be present in your day. Appreciate the small things, because before you know it, they'll be gone, right? And before you know it, your life will pass you by. And we want to make the most of our days. So let's not take anything for granted. I think just that thought alone can allow us to just appreciate the sunny day, the warm cup of coffee, a good meal, a good night of sleep, or whatever else you can appreciate in your life. Find the things to appreciate, however small, and it will make a difference. It will make a difference in the rest of your life. So that's all I gotta say for today. Again, very short. I tried to keep it as short as possible because I gotta take a nap because, of course, I'm very tired. As I said already, I am on 3 hours of sleep. It is not a good feeling. I don't know if you've ever done that. I know sometimes life throws things at you, but it is not a good feeling. So I'm gonna go do that. But I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you go and you enjoy the simple things, the little things in your life. It will make a big difference. As always, show your support in any way that you can. I appreciate you for being here. Like the video and subscribe to the 365 Podcast channel on YouTube and on Spotify. I make a podcast episode every day for a whole year. Tomorrow is going to be the official halfway point of the show. And I got a couple things planned. So stay tuned for it. I hope you enjoy it. Keep that notification bell on. Watch some of the other great videos that I've made on this show in the past already. And there are many more to come. It's 188 episodes coming up tomorrow, and there will be another 187 because 365 is not exactly halfway, but you get the idea. So, without further ado, I don't know what I'm saying. Again, the tiredness is coming out. That's why I have to end this episode as quick as possible. Without further ado, I don't know what I'm saying. No, we're not starting anything. We're closing something off. So, I will end this episode in the way I always do by saying that I will see you tomorrow for the next one.